What's up, YouTube? Just here watching, about to start watching Anthony Yarde make a monumental step up here to fight Sergey Kovalev. Anthony Yarde coming in, he came in there. I like his style. He came into. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? He's a big WWE Rock fan, and he just about to enter the ring now. It's a big deal, obviously, going the whole way to Russia. Chelyabinsk in Russia, and he's super confident. Um, Obviously, possibly a bit of a massive step up for Anthony Yarde here against Sergey Kovalev. I don't know. It might be. Obviously, it's why wouldn't he take the risk? I think Kovalev might be underestimating him a little bit because if anything, Kovalev is 36. He's been, um, his last few years, his invincibility, although it's been twice against Andre Ward, and I gotta say, just sorry, my intro there, the Anthony Yarde's intro was exceptional. He's coming out to a completely anti-crowd. I mean, like they're not booing him or anything, but not. I doubt many people in the stadium are there for him. But he's full of confidence. So if he was to win here tonight, it would catapult him into the world level, like his highest level, his highest title he's fought for so far is the WBO European title. And the only other belt he had other than that was the Southern area. He didn't fight for the English, didn't fight for the British, Commonwealth, European, didn't fight for any of them. So quite a step up. You know, surprising from Frank Rowan. Frank Rowan usually does it old school and gets them up through the levels so they can, learn on the job. He's 28. He's not a child. He's not a. He is maybe in pro fights, but yeah, super confident there. Him and his trainer, a chap called Tundi. He's super confident as well. If you've seen any interviews with him, but yeah, it's going to be interesting how this works out for him because he's definitely up against it, but he's got age on his side. He's got the fact that Sergey Kovalev obviously lost to Andre Ward, but Andre Ward is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Wouldn't put anything, negative on that really. Not many people are going to win against Andre Ward, but he did lose. Kovalev did lose against a chap called Alvarez. Now he redeemed himself in that. He rematched the guy very next fight and won by unanimous decision, but he did get knocked out and impressively put down 3 times in a round, and it was just stopped against Alvarez in the first fight. So he was in trouble for the first time ever against Andre Ward as well. So maybe his age and maybe I don't know his focus by the media and all, he seems to be slightly underestimating Yarde a little bit, which again with Yarde's record of 18 wins, 17 by knockout. Now I know he hasn't really fought any big names, but still, to knock out 17 out of 18 opponents means you can't punch. So if Kovalev, and then it's a big if, but if he does have a chin issue now, not that he has an issue, but if he's a bit susceptible to a hard punch, then maybe this is the wrong fight to pick. There could be a better, higher level fighter, maybe with less of a punch, that would a bigger name, and that would have been better for Russia. His Russian crowd in Chelyabinsk. So yeah, the Crusher just about to come in now, and the crowd respectful but quiet when Yarde came in. I should have gone to blow the roof off now. They were very pro in the other fights for the home fighters. So very impressive entries in Russia. Of course, they don't scrimp on the intros, which is good to see. I think it's a lost quality really in fights now. Boxers just seem to come in and do the business, which is great to see in the ring and all that. But you want a bit of showmanship before as well, and a bit of razzmatazz, and that's what's going on here now. Crusher coming in, good response by the crowd, and no flashiness like Yard. Yard coming in there earlier a few minutes ago against probably no one shouting for him, and a lot of showboating in his entry. Uh, so definitely, Yard has the confidence. He has the age, um, and he has the knockout power if he gets the opportunity. I am going to slightly favor Kovalev. Not slightly, I'm going to favor Kovalev. But again, if the years are going against him, he's 36, and if he is susceptible to a punch now, not saying he is, but Alvarez and Ward had him in trouble. But again, you can disregard Ward because Ward would have anyone in trouble. But Alvarez, I suppose that was a surprise. That was, the most recent. But yeah, so this for the WBO Light Heavyweight title. Again, colossal jump up for Yard. Um, Going from never even fighting a English, British, Commonwealth, European title fight, and now he's up here fighting for the WBO Light Heavyweight title against, whether or not he's the best champ now, but he's definitely the biggest name by a long way. All the belts, of course, in Russia and the Ukraine. So a lot of, Kovalev, I think he's just confident he's going to win this. Not going to be a problem. Probably is going to be the case, but he slightly might be overlooking Yard, and there might be a few chinks in his armor. Yard, of course, isn't at all uh, lacking in confidence, so he's going to believe he can win it, and this is his stage to do it. And what a place to do it, to go to Russia to win a world title. Usually in Russia, you'd say there might be a bit of dodginess, but in decisions. But I'd be very surprised if this fight goes the distance. Um, Either way, I think somebody's going to get knocked out. I think Yard is a great fighter. I think maybe he's just taking this fight slightly too early. But let me know what you think yourself, and if you think, not being from the UK, I'm possibly more neutral. I know a lot of people think Yard is going to win, but I think if it was down the line and he had fought like at Commonwealth and British level a bit longer, and for titles and European title, he might have a better bit of experience behind him. But I think he's just jumping up too soon. Not blaming him, of course, you're gonna go for it. Why wouldn't you? But I think Kovalev, maybe just getting him in there to get him out before he becomes someone. But you know, bit of a risk from Kovalev. I don't know why he'd do that, to be honest. But again, I think he's going to win, and I think he's going to expose Yards as just not having the experience as of yet. Not that that's, uh, you know, something that won't come to Yard. I just think he's possibly a bit too early for him. But he, yeah, just Yard maybe stepping up too much. But yeah, they're just introducing the fighters now. It's all in Russian, so sorry, I got a bit distracted there. Turning it down. They're all standing up for the Russian anthem, and again, it's if you ask me, I think the Crusher Kovalev is going to win, and it's going to be too soon for Yard. But I mean, really, Yard has nothing to lose unless he gets knocked out, in a few seconds. If it's anyway competitive, he's a winner, really, because it's going to be experience for him. That's the worst case scenario. Maybe he gets knocked out early. I don't think that's going to happen, but if he makes it anyway competitive, it's a win for him. And then, of course, the ultimate goal is he could win the world title here in Russia against the biggest name in the light heavyweight division. Um, so yeah, that would be just make him a superstar overnight, everywhere. In the US, Russia, the UK, of course, and I think then really, anyway, we're looking too far ahead here, but then it'd be just defend it against. There's a light heavyweight division has got a lot of names that aren't really front page news, but they're all good boxers, so it's a very dangerous division. Kovalev a few years ago, of course, he was the main man, and Adonis Stevenson was the second guy, but that's all changed. Adonis Stevenson is gone. Of course, lucky to be alive, probably, and Kovalev is just aging, and his fellow Russians and Ukrainian is possibly not bigger names, but better champions, maybe as like for example, Beterbiev beat Kovalev in the amateurs twice. He's younger. Uh, Bivol is 28, I think, same age as Yard. Haven't got a lot of fights, but they just got a lot of amateur experience. All of the other champions as well. So, I'd probably put Kovalev as you know the third or fourth in the division now, but as a champion. But of course, as names go, he's definitely by far the biggest. Experience in the pros go, he's also the biggest top dog. But Yard not looking phased at all here. Looking super confident, and Frank Warren in his corner there. Of course, Frank Warren has a lot of. I think Frank Warren is probably the best promoter because he really believes in his fighters, and he really goes all in. And you know, when somebody's with him, he's really with them, and he does his very best for them. And he is a big promoter in the world. Maybe the money fights are with Eddie Hearn. Not maybe they are, but career-wise, you know, I think if you have Frank Warren in a smaller stable behind you, you're in a really good position. And I think that's where Yard is. He's got everything to win here and nothing really to lose. Of course, as I said, just if he gets knocked out in a few seconds, that's you know, maybe gonna look on him negatively. But if it's anyway competitive and he loses, he's a winner. And of course, ultimately, he could make a real statement here. Big risk for Kovalev. I don't think he realizes it's a bigger risk because Yard's record isn't really anyone. There's no names on it, and other than the results of 18 wins, 17 by knockout, um, he is 13th in the world in box rec, but again, no names, no titles even on his belt. He never fought for the English, never fought for the British, Commonwealth, European. He fought for the WBO European title, but again, that's not the actual European title, so that again doesn't really count. And other than that, it was Southern Area, uh, and that's all just in the last few years. Like Southern Area was just 2 years ago, so massive step up. You gotta really respect them for the step up as well, and going to Russia as well. I, I just can't stress it enough. I think Kovalev's going to win, and I definitely think even if Yard was going to win, it's going to be a knockout. Somebody's going to get knocked out, but I think it's going to be Kovalev in about 8 rounds knockout. But as I said, that wouldn't be any shame on Yard. I think he's possibly just got the fight far too early, but he can't turn it down, and he's not lacking in confidence. I'm sure he well believes he can win this. His entrance, I mean, was super confident. So, you know, possibly just not looking Kovalev in the eye there. Possibly a slight, reality check there, maybe. But yeah, so yeah, it's 28. Kovalev 36. Um, Kovalev's record 33 wins, 28 by knockout, 3 losses, 2 by knockout. Really just won by knockout. Ward had him in trouble, of course, in the second fight, but it was more the ref stepped in, then he was knocked out cold. But the last fight against Alvarez, he definitely was knocked out. He was in serious trouble, and yeah, so both starting off fairly quick now. Nobody taking a backward step. Kovalev coming in sharp. Doesn't look like he's 36, but of course he's seasoned pro. Oh, nice little left there by Kovalev, and Yarde coming in too, dancing in, um, and yeah, good quickness in the punches and good exchange. Start off here. No real feeling out here. Well, there is a little bit, but I mean, nobody's taking a backward step. It's no dancing around at a slow pace. They're both coming off the blocks fairly quick. Yard, gold gloves, bit flashy chap, and I mean, if he was to win it, he'd be a big hit in America because the Americans love the old flashiness, you know. But as we all know, but nothing wrong with it. But yeah, he and again, I think it's far too early for him. But why would he not take the risk? He believes he can do it, and oh well, that's what he's showing anyway. He's got the look, he's got the record, although he hasn't fought anyone on his record. But 18 wins, 17 knockout, everything to win, very little to lose. So I think Kovalev has got him at a good time, but you never know. Might be a changing of the guard, but I doubt it. So good equal exchange here. Minute left now in the first round, and both of them just throwing out good shots. Speed is there for both of them. Nothing really meaningful happening so far, but nobody really taking a backward step either. And the pace has started off well. So obviously the first round usually a feeling out round, but yeah, a bit of pace in it. And Kovalev, I know it's only first round, but he doesn't look like a 36-year-old. He's in great shape as well. He's just a lot leaner now the last few fights. Maybe that possibly uh, gone against him even in the Alvarez, but Alvarez he lost by knockout, impressively beaten there. So again, he's lost 3 times, but two of those was to Andre Ward, and Andre Ward is the GOAT, so I wouldn't worry about those 2 losses pretty much anyway. He might be overlooking, yeah, that's the only thing. He Again, not really much happening here, and 10 seconds left, so they're just really feeling each other out, and they know now 10 seconds, so they're just kind of dancing around, making moves, but not a lot of no meaningful punches, and just feeler shots out there. But anyway, yeah, Kovalev, the fans don't look too excited there with that first round. It's like they've seen better in the street. But anyway, it was a good opening round. Yeah, Kovalev possibly looking ahead here to bigger things. So he's probably got his eyes on Canelo, who obviously would be a good fight. Again, Canelo probably looking at Kovalev. It's the right time to go up and take him out, and probably would happen that way. And Kovalev also probably thinking, yeah, all the other belts are in Russia. Well, 2 in Russia. Well, 3 in Russia, including his, and the 4th one in the Ukraine. So all over that side of the world. Good unification fights there, and to have one champion. Obviously, he always wanted all the belts, but he couldn't get it because Adonis Stevenson, and there were just 2 different promotions, and he wouldn't fight. He wouldn't. They just couldn't agree to fight each other, so that's why we never had an undisputed. But everybody more or less knew Kovalev was the undisputed there. But things have changed now anyway. So you'd imagine with all the money in Russia and all the Russian champions that they could get unification fights over the line in the next year or year and a half. Hopefully, that's what I'd like to see, but possibly just come a bit too late for Kovalev. Because so anyway, second round started here. Not a lot of action so far. Yarde in the corner here, and Kovalev just lining up, but Kovalev not really going for it, and Yarde just holding a little bit. Referees separating them. Not much in the first round, by the way, so that one you could pretty much just strike it even. Kovalev a little bit more of the aggressor here. Yarde taking a few steps back. Kovalev again, good snappiness in his punches, and he just doesn't look 36 so far. Of course, fighters do age, like any athletes. Well, some athletes in different sports age all of a sudden in events, but bit of holding there again by Yarde, but smart enough, and it's a good start by Yarde again. he hasn't thrown anything to trouble Kovalev, but he hasn't done himself any harm here in the first couple of rounds, and it's definitely put his name up there. Oh, nice little left there from Yard, but didn't phase Kovalev at all, and Kovalev came back with his own straight away. But yeah, nice. Again, more volume coming from Kovalev here than Yard. Uh, yeah, took enough well, but Kovalev definitely the aggressor here. He's not going to want to just take a paycheck. Obviously, he's here in front of his home fans, Chelyabinsk in Russia, and he is definitely wanting to put on a performance here. But if you have BT Sports 2, this is on BT Sports 2, by the way, so obviously feel free to watch that instead of me. But yeah, Kovalev, yeah, coming back now a little bit with aggression here, and he's come to the center of the ring. But Kovalev not taking a backward step, and yeah, so far good work for both of them. Yeah, it slowed down a bit in the second round here, but so with 15 seconds left, 10 seconds left, unless something spectacular happens from the yard, they're going to give that one to Kovalev slightly, just because he was the aggressor and better volume. But that's round two. So first round even, and the second round I give that to Kovalev slightly. And it's in Russia, of course. You'd imagine that's how it's going to be seen. Close rounds are going to be seen. Definitely nothing outstanding either way, but nobody hurt or anything. But yeah, so who's on Yards record? Nobody really, to be honest, unfortunately for Yard, but of course he's now on the world stage. Who's on Kovalev's record? Well, of course, he came to prominence in the UK and Ireland, and probably worldwide with his WBO sort of title fight against Nathan Cleverly, where Nathan Cleverly was unbeaten at the time. Of course, didn't end that his career didn't end that way, but he was next big thing, and he looked the part, and Kovalev really just skilled him and destroyed him and ended his career. Although he carried on for a few more years, but that was the end for Nathan Cleverly. Really, that's where I'll start for Kovalev in the world title, and now he went up to the WIBF and the WBA. He had those titles as well as WBO, but then he lost them all against Andre Ward. Now he's back to the WBO title. Nice little 1-2 there from Yard, and a bit more urgency in this round from Yard. Possibly knows, listen, I can't let the rounds be tight here because, yeah, just went swinging there and missed. But again, he does have a good punch, so that's what you'd be looking for. If you have any interest in the fight yourself, what way do you think it would happen before the fight, and what way do you think it's going if you're watching it? So yeah, again, making a good display of himself here in this round. Very close this round. Much more in it now than the second round. He's back really just throwing out good punches. Nothing really meaningful happening in the fight so far, but it has to be said. It's but you can see the speed is there from both guys. So I don't think anybody's going to be getting tired or anything. Even though Kovalev's 36, he doesn't look like he suffers from exhaustion. So yeah, coming on strong there, and I just hits Kovalev on the hip. Seemed to just catch him on the belt on the right hip, and maybe that hurt Kovalev a little bit. He just held his side there a bit. Obviously, that would end the fight in an injury more than anything. But yeah, no, he seems to recover well. But yeah, it has got a good punch. Yeah, just looking a lot more confident now. Bit relaxed, and maybe just stay in his game, not get too relaxed this early. But much better round from Yard, and with 50 seconds left in the third round, I have Yard slightly ahead here. But he's backing up now, and Kovalev lunging in but can't get him. And yeah, just seems to have the distance here, bouncing in and out. and Kovalev just missing so far in this third round. Really, oh, nice left from Yarde to Kovalev, and again Kovalev maybe realizing this guy isn't as bad as he thought. So yeah, confidence wise, it's going all according to plan for Yarde so far. The fight, 10 seconds left now, and this is, in my opinion, being a Yarde round. Unless something spectacular happens here, he looks like he's ready to pop off his right as well. So I'm gonna, yeah, and a nice little smile there from Yarde again. He's showboating and all, so definitely gonna give that one to Yarde. So I have a one apiece. Again, you're in Russia, you can pretty much forget about the scorecards if it goes there. If it's anyway close. Although the last fight the judges did score it right, but uh, yeah, maybe they will, but I wouldn't be waiting on the scorecards in Russia, especially if they're close, But yeah, Yard man doing nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. He's doing exactly what he has to do, and it's an impressive performance as we speak from Yard. One round apiece, first round even, and uh, second one to Kovalev, third one to Yard. But let me know your thoughts if you're watching it yourself. What you think um, will happen in the next few rounds? I have a win to Kovalev in 8, but so far there's been the only real punch of any danger was Yard, and he threw out a few that, well, he didn't throw, he looked like he had his right ready to throw some knockout punches. So the danger punches at this early stage coming from Yard, and it's only going to do him confidence. And to have a name like Kovalev, obviously it's a different time for fans in the US and fans in the UK, so the viewing audience isn't going to be massive for this fight. The undercard was mostly just for the local, uh, well, when I say local, I mean the massive Russian uh, uh, viewers, but outside of Russia, people wouldn't probably have had too much interest in the rest of the card. So yeah, and that point of view is good now to have, obviously, because a nice little right there from Kovalev and a nice 1-2, but yeah, just bouncing off, ducking and diving, and of course he styles himself and Mike Tyson, so a little bit of the ducking similar to Mike Tyson there, but so far so good from Yard. Uh, Slightly so far this round to Kovalev, nothing really in any of the rounds. So hard to really judge, but again, you're in Russia, so if they're close, you might as well just give them to Kovalev. That's, I imagine, how the judges would score. They're hardly going to rob him of a tie fight in his own court. Now he has Yard up against the ropes here. Well, slightly. Picked him off a few times with a left there, left jab. Yard took him well and didn't really seem to phase him. And again, bounces out of trouble. Uh, I know he does style himself on Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson and The Rock seem to be Yard's icons, but I don't think he's a Mike Tyson now, in fairness. But again, this could catapult him to the world title level. Nice little left there and a right. Nice little combination there from Kovalev on Yard. That's going to get him this round with 30 seconds left. That's edging him the round now. Oh, nice little right there. Nice right there from Kovalev. Yeah, it took a while, but it is early doors. So if that was later, maybe it would be a different story. But Yard so far, just a few chinks in Yard's armor there in this round. He looks slightly more novice. Well, not novice, but more far more inexperienced than Kovalev. So yeah, the fans like it anyway. But yeah, I think you can only give that one to Kovalev. Lost me pen, lost my will to live too. But yeah, so 2-1 to Kovalev if you're being neutral. If you're not being neutral and you're in Russia and you're a judge, you're probably going to say 3-0 to Kovalev out of 4 rounds. But yeah, 2-1. But that round just slightly looked like Yard was being outclassed slightly. So we'll uh, we'll see now what happens in the next 4 rounds. This is the crucial time, of course. If Kovalev is going to step it up now, which he slightly did in that round, and over the next couple of rounds, he caught Yard a few times there with good shots. Yard took them well, but again, he is younger. It is early in the fight. He does have good fitness, but possibly later on that's gonna take its toll if that continues for the next couple of rounds. But Yard again, just meeting him in the middle of the ring, and good head movement and everything. So good stuff from Yard. Um, Kovalev and Yard exchanging here. Uh, nice little left there from Kovalev. Another swing and nice little Yard catches Kovalev now. And a little turnaround, but again, Kovalev coming back strong here. And Kovalev just bouncing. Doesn't look tired, but he does look old, Kovalev, in his face. 36, but you know, he possibly is thinking about the end of his career here, which is never a good thing for a fighter. Taking on some young up and comer, that's when slips can happen. I think if he was in against Canelo, it'd be a different fight, really, because he'd be training like he was hungry again. But when you're not really hungry as a fighter, and you come to the end, and it's just like another day in the office, that's kind of what he's looking like. You'd really need to just take the big fights that get you motivated. And although I'm sure he trained like a Trojan, I'm just getting that perception that he's not really that up for this fight, but he's definitely winning. And again, this fight had it both ways now, really. Kovalev coming on. There's no one thing about Kovalev, he doesn't step backwards, he just goes forward. And again, as you get older, you maybe need to just not always be the forward fighter. So uh, he's doing well, but and again, this fight is very close. This round is very close. Yard looking slightly doesn't know where to take it, but it's Kovalev caught him again there with the left, and he's just clicking him off with the jab, really, the left jab. And Yard now holding a bit, possibly realizing that he's in against a far superior experience-wise fighter. But yeah, getting him there with a few nice little lefts to the ribs and another right there. So he's definitely still in the fight, and he's doing again Kovalev volume, but this round very close. I think volume wise just going to Kovalev. I'm gonna have a listen here now what the commentators on BT Sports think so far. Oh, nice little just caught him there at the end, Kovalev, and caught Yarde. So impressive. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna give that one to Kovalev, and I was just listening to the commentary. Just volume wise, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's been hurt significantly. And he is catching Kovalev, but they're not like power punches, so he's just not throwing enough Kovalev Yarde, to be honest. To be winning this, he needs to be throwing more volume, which so far all the volume has been going to Kovalev. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's been troubled by anything Kovalev's gone. He's sitting in his corner there laughing, and he seems relaxed and again confident. And if you're watching at the rings, the card girls are exceptional, so that's worth watching it for just that, to be honest. So we're into round 6 now, and it's yeah, just did well in that round, to be honest. But I just gave it to Kovalev and volume. They both had good shots in there, but and Yard again just staying on the outskirts of the ring, good moving around, and Kovalev just coming forward again, maybe that's not Kovalev's best move. If he's gonna, what he just seems to be taking all not risks, but oh, nice left there from Kovalev to Yarde again. Yarde took it well, didn't trouble him, and it looks like Yarde can take a good punch now. That's for sure. Um, you know, all those years ago, when it was Nathan Cleverly, it was a completely different fight. But again, that was when was that? That was 2013, so 6 years ago. So it was a world ago, you know. But he completely derailed Nathan Cleverly's career and really just ended it, even though he did continue to fight. But yeah, just getting hit. And I'm not going to say too many people in the UK or America are going to be watching this because Yard isn't a super household name in the UK, even with the average fan. And in the US, he'd be unheard of. But, you know, if this went a distance, you're going to say it's going to be Kovalev. And if it did, you're going to say it's going to be good in his record that he had a decision loss against Kovalev. But so again, nothing really to lose his side of things. But a bit of holding here in this round. Kovalev pushing him back. And Kovalev, surprisingly, in his last few years, doesn't look like he's, the complete power puncher that he used to be, whether or not that's he's lost power, people have just copped onto him, really. But, you know, it was total or lost the fear maybe of him. I don't know what the situation is, but Ward obviously respected him. In the sixth round here, and it's just the jab being thrown out by Kovalev. Not a lot in this round so far. 40 seconds, bit of a break there. Oh, nice little flurry there from Kovalev, but yeah, comes back strong. Also with a 1-2, just a volume again slightly to Kovalev. More than the damaging punches, just he's throwing more volume, which is a nice little 1-2 comeback there on the back foot from Yarde, and another left there from Yarde. So he doesn't look phased at all, Yarde. Now he doesn't look like he's hurt, doesn't look like he's gassed, doesn't look like anything. I know he's years on him, but Kovalev definitely the busier fighter. But yeah, definitely taking it on a stride, and just coming to the end of the round here. Roy Jones there in the stadium, right? Roy Jones Jr., the legend, and of course he ended his career fighting in Russia as well. So that last round, I'll probably just give it even, Stephen, again. So there wasn't much in that one. But yeah, really, he has to just throw more now. He's losing the fight because the volume isn't coming from him. But he's definitely mixing it up there with Kovalev, and he has the more tastier shots. But shots, and going into the seventh again. So far, it looks like my prediction is blown out of water. It looks like it's going to decision so far. Uh, if anyone looks tired, it's definitely Kovalev. It's not the ring girls; they look grand. But yeah, starting off here now in the seventh, both meeting in the center of the ring. The fans not really as vocal, really. It's more just like you know, they've seen better, really. Not a lot coming from the fans. They're not really that vocal. They're much more vocal in some of the undercard fights, to be honest. Kovalev thrown out the left there again, and 1-2 there from Kovalev. None of this seems to be troubling Yarde. Again, Yarde's not troubling Kovalev either. It's more just Kovalev does look like he's slightly tiring, but I mean, it's not stopping his volume. It's not stopping his work rate. Kovalev doing well, but yeah, not trouble at all. Like, just looks like he's spat a nice little right there, uppercut, but the ref just giving Kovalev a bit of a talking to because it was after he said break. Just broke him up, but getting a bit messy now. The ref stepping in, telling the two of them just to keep him more clean. Bit of an elbow there from Yarde, allegedly. But anyway, I wouldn't worry about that. Kovalev, less coming from Kovalev in this round. Half of round 7 gone now. And just Yarde needs to, like with other fights in the past, he needs to do more. I don't know what it is. A lot of young and up and comers now, I think they're just too confident. They think they're brilliant, and they don't realize that they gotta you can't let people pick the rounds away. And a nice couple of punches there from Kovalev catches Yarde. Again, Yarde slightly looking a bit worn in this round, slightly. So possibly it is catching up to him. Nice little left, from Yarde, and a bit more holding. Yarde now again just looking slightly raggedy, but he really has to do more. You can't go and just get it, not do a load and take the title. You have to go in there and maul a champion and rip the title away from them. Everyone knows that, and especially if you're going to their home, and especially if it's in Russia. So Kovalev, again, it's not going to have done any damage. Nice little right there from Kovalev as well, a few seconds ago. But it really has to step it up here now and do a lot more if he wants to win this. He's got to forget about just trying to knock somebody out. He's got to actually think about how to win a fight if it goes the distance. And I'm going to slightly give that one to Yarde there. But I don't know. He needs to do a hell of a lot more, to be honest. So as it stands, in my cards, I have a 3-2 to Kovalev, but they're all very close. So you could, and one even. So you could say it's all, all Kovalev really. His trainer really needs to tell him to do more, because he's not looking like a Mike Tyson here. He's not even looking like a Rock. Maybe he's too focused on the ring card girls, but again, acceptable. But here we go, round 8 now, 5 left, and it really needs to step it up here now. He really has to get on the pace here. He has to do something meaningful in every single round that remains here. Otherwise, he's not going to win this fight. He's not going to do himself any harm, but, is the point to do yourself no harm or to actually go and win a title? He's got to rip it. Coming out a bit here more in the 9th, 8th, and it looks like he's realised he has to do more, but will he keep it up is the question. But Kovalev so far cruising the match. Neither boxer in trouble at all in the fight. Both looking slightly tired now, slightly. And of course, both pro fighters, so condition shouldn't really come into it, but obviously usually does. But you'd imagine the older guy would. But both of them looking the same kind of fitness level as it stands in the fight. They both look around equally as tired. But a nice little left and right there from Kovalev, pushing Yarde off with his left shoulder. Again, pushing him away, not letting Yarde hold at all. And again, Yarde having less success here, but he's going in for the power punches. I think that's obviously where he wants to be now. He wants to try and hurt Kovalev, and that's really what he needs to do at this stage, because if it goes the distance, he's going to lose. But I'd imagine, unless he impressively won the last 5, which he's not doing in the 8th here. But nice catch. Kovalev catches Yarde nice there with a left. That was the first one that maybe hurt Yarde, and he pushes him back to the ropes. And Yarde realizes now he's just waltzing in, but he looks like he's going. Oh, nice little combination there from Yarde now. And he looks like he's going for it here. And he hurts. He hurts Kovalev, and he's got Kovalev hurt here. Kovalev, oh, lovely. This is going to be a knockout. It's going to be this round anyway. He's going down here. Kovalev hurt. And yeah, coming alive with in this 8th round. Oh, man. If he doesn't knock Kovalev down, he's done everything. But Kovalev doing amazing here to stay up. 20 seconds left. Kovalev just needs to dance around, get out of danger. And yeah, tired there, misses swings and nearly falls over the exhaustion. And Kovalev catches him now, pushes his head down. 10 seconds remaining. He's going to make it out of the round, but they're both exhausted here. Yeah, it went for it there and just unfortunately didn't get there. But he nearly did it. He nearly got him. He nearly got him. And Kovalev so lucky to get out of that round. And Yarde is exhausted now as well. He blew his load there, looks like. But you have to give that to Yarde. That's a clear one. But did he go for it there? He went for it, and fair play to him. He went all or nothing. He went, listen, I got to push this pace now. I'm going to go all out here. And he did it. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. Now he's got 4 long rounds left. The only benefit is Kovalev is equally as exhausted after taking that onslaught. But Kovalev, I don't know. He's 36. He's experienced. Why is he trading after he gets hurt? He should be bouncing around that ring, holding, let his pride go, and just survive, But we're in the 9th now. Yeah, it blew his load there in the 8th. Did everything but knock Kovalev down. And unfortunately, he didn't knock him down. And he is also exhausted just at the end there. He was swinging and missing and falling over almost. So, yeah, it looks like he's come out with, again, a second wind here. Kovalev also looks like he's recuperated a bit. But I'd say, again, their exhaustion levels are the same. They both, from different reasons, were exhausted from that last 8 rounds. Oh, Kovalev caught again there with a right from Yarde. Kovalev comes back with a 1-2, but these aren't hurting Yarde at all. And Yarde's going in, but he is exhausted. And again, nice 1-2 there from Kovalev, but the power isn't there really. And Yarde isn't hurt. He's just exhausted. And does he have another outburst left in him? You'd hope so. But maybe if he just takes it easy for a minute here and then goes all out for the last minute of this round, but Kovalev bouncing around now on his toes, catching Yarde. Yarde's just swinging. Yarde's like, I don't care anymore about defense. I'm going out here to knock this guy out. And he has hurt him, but he needs to put up his defense and realize there's 4 long rounds left. He didn't knock. He's tapping his chest to Kovalev saying, I got more heart than you got more heart. But Kovalev looks like he's recovered. Yarde looks exhausted. And so far, this round has gone Kovalev's way. But, man, it could have been different if he had just been able to a few more punches and get Kovalev down. Kovalev was there for the taking in that 8th round, that last round. He's just picking Yarde off now in this round. He looks like he's recuperated a bit. He looks the more energetic out of the two of them. But, again, one big punch will turn that all around again. But Kovalev back in now in this round. He's survived the last 8 there, the 8th round, and but one punch could get it back for Yarde. Yarde just looks like he's tired. He keeps tapping his chest saying, I've got heart. But he is exhausted. So was that his moment where he could have done it, but he didn't, unfortunately? Or will there be another onslaught here from Yarde? Not so far in this round. He keeps tapping his chest saying, I got heart. You're not going to hurt me. Possibly saying I have more heart than you, but Yarde is exhausted, and if he shoots his load now, it's a waste of energy because it's only 30 seconds left. So just take the rest of the round off Yarde. You've lost this round. Doesn't matter. You're not going to win on the cards. You have to knock him out. But if you get through, just don't waste any energy here and go for it in the 10th or probably the 10th, and then finish it off in the 11th. Don't leave it to the 12th. He has to go for the next round. But, recuperate his exhaustion here because he is exhausted after that onslaught in the last round. Kovalev looks like he's much more in the tank now than Yarde, but one punch could change everything. And Kovalev's family look worried. They don't look happy about it, even though that was definitely a round for Kovalev. But they aren't at all happy with where their son is, where her son is, I suppose. Um, but yeah, no, Yard looks exhausted, but he's 3 rounds here. He's done proud. He's nothing to lose now. If he goes out here, I just have the feeling one punch is going to change it here. And Kovalev is there for the taking. If he gets hurt again, he might be able to just get him down in the 10th, maybe once, and then the 11 a couple of times, and then maybe take him completely out in the 12th. It's there for Yard now. He just needs to get his energy levels back after that 8th round where he blew it all. He just threw everything in the kitchen sink at it. But 3 rounds left here. Forget about the scorecards. Yard's gonna lose if it goes to the decision. It's in Russia. They're very close fights. Rounds up to the 8th round. The 8th round, Yard threw everything at Kovalev. Heard him, did everything but knock him down, and Kovalev was almost out. Yard exhausted in the 9th. Kovalev took it. Just pinched it. Kovalev hasn't hurt Yard at all, but Kovalev, Yard, if he has anything left here. Oh, nice exchange here from both of them. Yard just looking like he's possibly going to go for it again here, and that's a wise decision. Nothing else is going to happen here. Like, if he just bounces around and tries to, gain his composure, he's going to lose on the card. So he just needs to go for it. And if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. But he really had Kovalev in trouble there. It's all or nothing now for Yard again. He's done himself no harm here, but he's so close. Just needs a bit of an energy burst here in the last 3 rounds, and I think he could take Kovalev out. So we're going to see now what Yard. This is really where it makes Yard's career or not. Well, not his career. He's only 28 and he's at the start of his career, really, I suppose, with the amount of fights he's had. But can he pull it out of the bag here? Almost had him out in the 8th. He hasn't done anything meaningful here in the 10th now. He looks exhausted. Kovalev picking him off with the punches, but nothing really hurting Yard. But Yard is just exhausted, and his punches are slow. He just looks like he's nothing left in the tank. And oh man, how close can you get? That's very disappointing if you're a Yard fan. And I'm not even necessarily a Yard fan. I hate to see someone come so close and then be denied. But what a step up here from Yard. He just needs to do something meaningful now. Again, possibly running out of time in this 10th round. There's only a minute left. Kovalev throwing the more meaningful punches, but Yard isn't hurt by anything. He's just exhausted. He gets caught there and he nearly stumbles back, but it's just exhaustion here. Gets caught again by Kovalev, and it looks like he just wants to go down here yet. He needs to get a second wind. He's exhausted, getting picked off here by Kovalev. 40 seconds left. Looks like he just wants to get knocked out. But man, again, if he does hit the deck, it's going to be just pure exhaustion. He blew it all in the 8th there, which I can't blame him for doing. He went for it. You might as well. You're not going to be given the crown. You got to take it, and he did his best to take it there in the 8th. But now he's just getting picked off and hurt, and it's just because he has nothing left. His punches are coming back. 10 seconds left. He's in the corner, and Kovalev exploding on him. Kovalev is exploding, and the ref steps in. The bell goes. I thought the ref stepped in. I think Kovalev thought the ref stepped in, but he didn't. It's a definite round for Kovalev. Again, Yard has nothing left, but if he just could find something, he's hurt Kovalev in the 8th, and he just needs to find something here. Kovalev looking more aware. Yard absolutely destroyed, tired. Kovalev had him in the corner in the 10th. In that 10th, he had him in trouble a whole lot of times. But again, the only reason he had him in trouble is because Yard threw everything at Kovalev in the 8th, and he's just pure exhausted. He took the 9th off. Kovalev also was not throwing much meaningful his way in the 9th, because he also was just picking him off. But the 10th, Kovalev went for him and nearly got him pure on exhaustion. So 11th here. Can you? Come on, yet. Can you actually pull it out of the bag? 3 minutes. Forget about how exhausted you are. You have to throw those hurtful punches again. And if you do, you could possibly win it. But he's stumbling forward. He's going for it. It looks like he will go out on a shield, but he's going to lose in the cards. It's just whether or not somebody's going to get knocked down. It could go either way if there's a burst from Yarde, and he's going for it again, and they're exchanging in the middle. This is a great fight. Exchanging in the middle. Kovalev on the ropes, and again, Kovalev. Oh, he throws Yarde to the ground very weakly. So that just shows you how exhausted Yarde is. He just threw him with his left to the ground, and Yarde fell over. So that shows how destroyed Yarde is. So it would be some achievement here if Yarde can do another flurry of danger punches here, because I just don't think he's got such a massive frame. I just don't think his muscles can the blood can circulate around him there quick enough. But he's trying, but he just doesn't have any power left in his punches, and I can only see this going one way now. Either, well, two ways: a knockout for Kovalev. Not that he's, really. It's his punches that have hurt Yarde. It's just the exhaustion. Yarde fell over there. It wasn't obviously called a knockdown, but the two of them there look a bit tired now, and they're both dancing around each other. A minute and a half left in the 11th here. Yarde just throwing out his left, but there's absolutely no power in it at all. I mean, even I could avoid those punches. Yarde again, it looks like he's just in survival mode. He just wants to get out of the ring here. He wants the final bell to ring, and he catches Kovalev again. Oh, Kovalev knocks him down, but it's just again a strong wind would knock down Yarde. He's just exhausted. You can't take anything away from Yarde here. He's not going to get up. He's just too exhausted. Kovalev wins, knockout. What can you say? Yarde did it all. He did it. He's not going to lose anything there. He's put himself on the map. It's just exhaustion that got him. And very unfortunate for Yarde. He did everything perfect. And just like in the Tour de France or something, he went for it in the 8th. Didn't get it. And unfortunately, that was everything he had right there. Very unfortunate for Yarde. Not the end of the road for him. He's got a long way to get back to world title level, but I mean, it's just possibly a jump too far. He fell over there with exhaustion just before that, and then he got knocked down, and he wasn't getting up. Even if he could have got up, he wouldn't have got up because his legs were gone. So Yarde, very unfortunate there from Yarde. Kovalev retains his WBO. What's next for Kovalev? Canelo or unification fights? Probably Canelo. He'd be more up for that, but probably lose as well. But he gets paid loads of money. Kovalev looks very happy with the result, looking jumping all over the place. Your heart has to go out to Yarde. He's won a fan here for me anyway. Not that anyone cares, but Yarde really did everything you'd expect of him there, and he did much more, to be honest. So fair play to Yarde. The fans are all there in party mode, but it just shows you Kovalev's family were very, very worried, and that shows how much danger Kovalev was in. In that 8th, Kovalev, I mean, apologies if I implied he has no chin. He clearly does have a chin. He was hit with everything there, and how he stayed up in that 8th round, I don't know, but he did. Came back in the 9th. The two of them took the 9th off. Kovalev just won it with clipping Yarde constantly, but nothing hurtful. Then in the 10th, you could see how Yarde wasn't going to come back. His exhaustion, his legs were gone, and then he actually fell over in the 10th, and then the 11th. He just went down. It wasn't even a big punch. It was just exhaustion. And when he went down, he wasn't getting up because he just couldn't. He didn't even try to get up, to be honest, Yarde. He was just completely exhausted. And all you can say is he lost the fight in exhaustion. He didn't get really beat by Kovalev. He just didn't have enough in the tank after he went all out in the 8th. Up until then, he wasn't bothered at all. But fair play to Yarde. He's put himself on the map there. Again, can't stress it enough. Far too early for him, to be honest. Should have gone the English level, British level, Commonwealth level, European level, and then a few top contenders, and then he'd have been ready. But he didn't. He went for it all and won, which again, if you're offered the opportunity, why wouldn't you? And he hasn't done himself any harm at all there. But you know, I don't think he's gonna go back to the English title or the British title or the Commonwealth or the European, to be honest. So you know, I think he really needs those fights to learn, but I don't think he's gonna go back there now. But anyway, what's next for Yarde? Who knows? What's next for Canelo? Or what's next for Kovalev? It's Canelo or unification fight. Anyway, he gets the belts wrapped around him there. The only one that really matters is WBO. Kovalev wins by knockout in round 11. Again, if you ask me, it was more just, it wasn't Kovalev beat Yarde. It was exhaustion that beat Yarde after he threw everything at Kovalev in the eighth. Because again, the rounds were close up until then, but because it was in Russia, you said all day long that they would have given those rounds to Yarde. So bang, you have to go all out, and you know, had to go all for it. So fair play to him. He's one of fan here, and I'll be tuning in to see what's next for Yarde. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the fight. If you watched it or you enjoyed the commentary, if you want to leave a comment, a like, $1,000,000, or even I don't know, something else that's nice, I'll let you decide. Thanks for watching anyway. Shero Boxing, and talk to you soon. Good luck.